that prepared me to get on stage in front of 20,000 people the first time I never heard that.
Talk us through that. I mean, you can't mention that and we can't hear more about it. So you're preparing to step out in front of a stadium crowd. How do you mentally prepare for something like that?
He drinks a lot. We were always high, but even at that, I don't care how you get used to get nerves, but no, we rehearsed for the first tour I did with David. We rehearsed for a long time. So by the time we got there, it was comfortable. I wasn't scared. I was like, wow. I got wowed.
Yeah,
I got wowed.
that's it. But he has that confidence that you're going to deliver.
Yep.
So you just lead you to.
Didn't have to worry about that.
And getting that initial call from Bowie, how did that come to be?
They came, it was just a fluke. In my autobiography, dedicated to a guy named Michael Kamen, who was a very influential New York musician. He was a Juilliard graduate, and he was starting to score like blowing films and Broadway stuff. And Bowie had gone to Joffrey Ballet that Michael scored, and he wanted to meet the guy that did the score, and Mick had just quit. So Bowie asked him, do you know a guy? And then because I'd been working with Michael mentioned my name. That's how I got it.
And that was it.
That was it.
I'm assuming you were a fan before.
No, I was playing rock and roll and blues,
So it wasn't really your band?
I had one record. I had Lad Insane because he had a couple of bluesy, like, Panic in Detroit is Bo Diddley all the way, right? And then Genie. I mean, come on, man. We're right in Muddy area and all that. So it was mixed guitar stuff on that record, but that's the only one I own. So when I got the gig, I was in total panic mode, running around buying Bowie records and borrowing Bowie records and listening to all his material.
Yeah.
Because he just had finished Diamond Dogs.
And it was station to station, obviously. It's sonically, it's a progression. Is that very much made clear from the outset, or when you're coming into the studio, is it kind of a little bit more of a collaborative thing that ends up, the album comes out the way it does through everyone collectively?
Most of the records that he does, and any ones that I've done with him, they're on the fly. Young Americans was the only one that I can remember that was planned. He wanted to do like a Philly soul kind of air.
Yeah.
That's why he hired Luther Vandross to get the singers. We did a lot of recording at Sigma Sound. He wanted that. But that was the only one. The rest of them really on the fly. I mean, especially station to station. He hadn't written hardly anything over it.
Wow. Is there apprehension over something like that, or is it just like, no, we've got the call?
It was just normal.
Okay. Yeah.
Totally normal.
And I guess
all the weird shit that people hear at the time, it's just normal.
Yeah, that was just the
you don't think about it.
You know that you're going.
And plus, also back then, this probably has to do with social media and places we're going. There's no such thing as yes or no or black and white. Everybody overthinks every freaking. We didn't do that. If it felt good, it was done.
Yeah.
That was it. That G on that third verse, and it's a little bent out of tune. Oh, give me a break.
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
Yeah.
Even with the songs, I mean, the title track, The Station, is 3 chunks from 3 different things that he wrote. They didn't know what to do with. So somehow we just jammed on them and we glued the track together and,
From that period, was there anything that was sort of left on the cutting room floor that you thought, oh, wow, it would be great if that came out as something?
Somebody said there was, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not from that one. Chunks of Young Americans have showed up over the years. There's like a couple of Bruce Springsteen songs that we did. One of them I did, the other one Ronnie Wood did. And I think they eventually ended up getting released.
Yeah.
There was, that one, there was some cutting room floor stuff. And I think on some of the later ones, there definitely is. There's more. But non-station, because we went straight through it. It was done.
But to, speak to your versatility, I mean, when you get to like an album like Heathen, drastically different from what was going on in the 1970s.
Well, with Heathen, me and David had a great relationship, but there were times where all of a sudden we just wouldn't be working together and there would be no reason for it. Back and forth for 40-something years.
Yeah.
So he kept talking and talking. I'm gonna make a record. I'm gonna make a record. Nothing's happening. So I get a call from this big artist in Japan. So I shoot off to Japan for 3 months, do this major tour. So I'm only on a few of the tracks on Heathen. I'm on all of Toy, which finally got released for real a couple of years ago. And then when I first got back in the band in '99, I was back on my tellies again.
Right.
And he said, Slicky, you know what? We need the Les Pauls on a lot of this stuff. So I got some Les Pauls.
Just being open to being.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and even when we did Station to Station, I mean, we pushed the envelope on a lot of those overdubs. You know, I mean, and he knew what I did. I mean, I died in the wool blues rock and roll player, you know.
Yeah.
But he said, I can take that and do something with it. And he did.